Cedar Creek rested in the Appalachian foothills. Autumn air smelled of pine and damp earth. Life moved slowly there, usually. But not for 11-year-old Alara Vance. Her world shifted over a year ago. Her father, Marcus, died in a car crash. He understood animals. He understood silence. Now, silence echoed with grief and unanswered questions. This Saturday felt different. Alara clutched a dented tin box. It held her savings, birthday money, Christmas gifts, chore money. Not much, but it had a purpose. She walked the dirt path to the town's auction barn. Her mother, Alina, walked beside her. Worry lined her face. Alara, honey, I don't understand. We can't just get a dog, especially not from. Alina trailed off. Alara didn't answer. Explaining her certainty felt useless. Adults rarely understood. She held the tin box tighter. She kept walking. Inside the barn, the air was thick. Hay, sawdust, livestock. Metal pens lined the walls. Goats bleated. Horses stamped. Pigs snuffled. And dogs, some barked, tails wagging. Others curled up, resigned. Then Alara saw him. He lay still in the farthest pen, a German shepherd. Ribs showed beneath a dull coat. He didn't move. His amber eyes held only weary acceptance. No hope flickered there. Alara's heart clenched. He looked so alone. That one's been returned twice, a gruff voice said. The auctioneer stood beside her. His face was weathered oak. Name's Orion. Meant for service work, didn't make it. Health issues, he lowered his voice. Seizures. Nobody wants damaged goods, kid. I do, Alara said. The words were quiet but firm. Alina stiffened. Alara. The auctioneer scratched his chin. Admire the spirit, kid. But this ain't a rescue. He needs medical care, training, lots of trouble. Alara ignored him. Her focus shifted to the auction block. Other dogs sold quickly. Prices climbed too high. Finally, it was Orion's turn. He walked limply to the block. All right, German shepherd. The auctioneer boomed. Start at $100. Silence. No hands went up. 75. Still nothing. Okay folks, $50. 50. Alara took a deep breath. She stepped forward. $50, she said. Her voice was small but steady. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Some chuckled. Others shook their heads. The auctioneer hesitated. Is that all you got, kid? Alara nodded. She lifted the tin box. The coins rattled softly. The man sighed. Going once, going twice. He scanned the crowd one last time. No one else bid. He smacked the gavel down. Sold, to the little lady in the front. Relief washed over Alara. Her heart pounded. She did it. Orion was hers. Alina's hand clamped onto her shoulder. Alara Grace Vance, what were you thinking? He needs me, Alara whispered, moving towards the pen. Maybe I need him. As she knelt, Orion lifted his head slowly. His amber eyes met hers, a tiny spark. Alina rubbed her temples. We can't afford this, Alara. Vet bills. I'll take care of him, Alara promised. I'll use Dad's old training notes. I remember watching him. I can help him. Mentioning Marcus softened Alina's face. His absence was a constant ache. He had a gift with dogs. Perhaps his daughter did too. We'll talk later, Alina sighed. Alara beamed. Come on, boy, she murmured to Orion. Let's go home. They led Orion out of the barn. Alara felt a fragile triumph. Then she saw him. A tall man in a dark coat leaned against a truck. He watched them. His eyes were locked on Orion. When Alara met his gaze, a slow, knowing smile touched his lips. She swallowed hard. She gripped Orion's leash tighter. This wasn't just about rescuing a dog. This felt like the beginning of something dangerous. Sleep didn't come easily that night. Alara stared at the ceiling. Orion slept on a blanket beside her bed. His breathing was steady. The auction, the warnings, the man's smile. Orion's weary eyes. It all replayed in her mind. Her fingers traced the empty tin box. It had been her father's. Saving Orion felt like honoring Marcus. Could Orion be one of the special dogs her father talked about, dogs with a greater purpose? The smell of coffee drew Alara downstairs early. Her mother was on the phone. Her voice was tense. Yes, Dr. Finch, but the lack of detail is alarming. Alina listened. Why would a seizure alert dog end up at an auction like this? Alara's heart jumped. Seizure alert? She entered the kitchen as Alina hung up. Mom, what did Dr. Finch say? Alina gestured for Alara to sit. He pulled some strings, looked into Orion's background. He was definitely in an advanced training program for seizure alert. Alara's eyes widened. Like Dad worked with. Exactly, Alina confirmed. But his paperwork is heavily redacted. Sections blacked out. Doctor. Finch has never seen anything like it. She pulled out the auction folder. And look here, reason for return, unforeseen medical complications arising from prior experimental protocols. Experimental protocols, Alara frowned. His seizures, it seems more complex, Alina said. Doctor. Finch suspects Orion was part of an experiment before service training. Something to enhance his abilities. There's no record of what it was. The cold dread trickled down Alara's spine. Is that why they got rid of him? The experiment went wrong, Alina sighed. I don't know, honey, but Orion isn't an ordinary dog. There's a history here. A dangerous one. A sharp knock echoed from the front door. Alina gave Alara a warning look. She opened the door. Their elderly neighbor, Mr. Gable, stood there. She held a muffin basket, but her face was serious. Forgive the intrusion, Mr. Gable said, stepping inside. Her gaze found Orion. I heard about the auction, and that you brought this dog home. I felt I had to share something. They sat in the living room. Mr. Gable clasped her hands. A few months back, she began, some men came through town. Not locals. Dressed sharp, drove a dark sedan. They were asking questions. Looking for a German Shepherd. Matched Orion's description. Amber eyes. Unique sensory traits, they mentioned. They seemed, for example, then they disappeared. Alara's stomach tightened. Were they looking for Orion? Mr. Gable sighed. It feels too precise for coincidence. If they knew about him then, and now you have him, you need to be careful. People like that don't give up. The cozy room felt suddenly Colonel. Do you think they'll come back? Alina whispered. Mr. Gable nodded grimly. I wouldn't be surprised. Alara looked at Orion. He nudged her hand gently. He understood. She wouldn't let anything happen to him. That night, headlights swept briefly across Alara's window. A dark sedan sat parked down the street, watching, waiting. The dark car remained the next morning. A silent threat. The world felt different, watched, but Orion was changing too. He seemed stronger, more alert. He watched Alara intently, as if anticipating her. Alara needed to understand. She found her father's old training journals. The worn leather felt familiar, his handwriting, the faint scent of pipe tobacco. It felt like holding a piece of him. She took Orion to the backyard. Sit, she commanded softly. He obeyed instantly. Perfect posture. Eyes locked on hers. Stay, flawless. These were basic commands. She flipped through the journal. She found a section on advanced tasks. She took a breath. She tried a command she'd only heard her father use in private. Brace. Orion hesitated. Then he shifted his weight. He planted himself firmly, ready to support someone. Alara's heart pounded. How did he know that? She turned another page, voice trembling. She read, alert. Orion's demeanor shifted instantly. Ears swiveled. He sniffed the air, tail stiff. He seemed to sense something invisible. He gave a short, sharp bark. He nudged her leg insistently. Alara gasped. He responded exactly like a trained seizure alert dog. Just as her father's notes described. He wasn't a failure. He was highly trained, for a purpose someone wanted hidden. Sleep was impossible that night. The journal confirmed it. Orion was linked to her father's work. Why was he abandoned? Why were people hunting him? Crashed shattering glass downstairs. Orion shot up. A deep growl rumbled in his chest, hackles raised. Her breath hitched. Someone was inside. Her bedroom door creaked open. Alara, Alina whispered, face pale. Stay here. Lock the door. No, Alara whispered back. Orion's growling. Someone's downstairs. Alina saw the dog. Rigid. Staring towards the stairs. A shadow moved below. Lauren grabbed Alara's arm. Tried to pull her back, but Orion lunged. He exploded forward, barking furiously, charging the intruder. A loud thud, a curse, hurried footsteps. The front door slammed. They rushed to the stairs. The house was empty, except for shattered glass near the door. They hadn't come for valuables. They had come for Orion. The next morning, police took notes. Alara hugged Orion on the porch steps. Mr. Gable arrived, worried. Are you all right? She asked. We're fine, Alina sighed. Police think it was a burglary. Mr. Gable lowered her voice. That wasn't random, Alina. It was about the dog. She paused. Come inside. "There's more you need to know." In Mr. Gable's kitchen, she spoke urgently. "Years ago, Marcus consulted on a secret project, private research group. Military ties rumored they were trying to enhance dogs, find ones with rare aptitudes, detecting diseases early. Marcus thought it was dangerous. He cut ties with them right before his accident." Alina frowned. "He never mentioned enhancements. He wouldn't have," Mr. Gable said. He grew suspicious, worried they were playing God. A deep chill hit Alara. Could they have been involved in Dad's accident? Mr. Gable hesitated. "I have no proof, child, but the timing, it always felt wrong. If Orion was part of that program, they won't let him go. He knows their secrets." Alara swallowed hard. "Then we have to protect him." Returning home felt unsafe. "We can't stay here," Alina said, locking the door. "We'll go to Clara's cabin near Black Mountain. And I'm calling Reese." Marcus trusted him. Alara nodded numbly. Running felt wrong. Staying felt deadly. As she packed, Orion watched her. His eyes held deep understanding. He wasn't just any dog. He was special. And Alara wouldn't let them take him. Wind howled around the remote cabin. Alara sat on the sofa. Lamplight flickered. They had found another note at home. Slipped under the door. "Return the asset. Further non-compliance will have permanent consequences." Colonel impersonal, terrifying. Alina paced. "This is escalating. We need to disappear." "Go where, Mom?" Alara argued. Orion pressed against her legs. "They found us here. They'll find us anywhere unless we know why he's so valuable." Reese leaned against the doorframe. He had met them outside town. Guided them here. Ex-military. Marcus's trusted friend. "Alara's right," he said calmly. "Running won't work. These people Neurocorp, I suspect, operate outside the law. We need leverage. We need to know what they did to Orion." They gathered around the table. Alina spread out Dr. Finch's papers. "Project Chimera," she read fragmented notes. "Neurological enhancement serum. Amplify canine sensory acuities. Subtle biosignature detection." Alara's breath caught. "Like detecting seizures," Reese nodded slowly. "Or more. Early cancers. Metabolic issues. They tried to artificially boost natural abilities." Alina continued. "Significant adverse neurological events. Seizures here." Her eyes widened. "Subject or 7. Orion. Unique genomic compatibility. Sustained amplification, then redactions. Delayed onset seizure activity." She looked up. "Ill. Out of 50 dogs. Orion was the only successful subject." Reese swore softly. "He's their proof of concept, their breakthrough, priceless to them. Damning evidence against them. Orion was unique, a living result of a dangerous gamble." "What can we do?" Alara asked, crunching gravel outside. They froze. Reese moved to the window. Black SUV. No lights. Edge of the trees. Alina paled. "They found us." "How?" "Tracking device." Reese grabbed his bag. "Doesn't matter. We move. Now." "Back door." Alara clipped the leash onto Orion. Heart hammering. "We can't let them take him." "We won't," Alina said fiercely. "Go." They slipped out into the moonless night. Plunged into the woods. Branches snagged. Air burned their lungs. Behind them, flashlights cut through the trees. Voices barked orders. Guns clicked. Reese pulled them behind a large oak. "Down, stay low, they are armed." Fear threatened to paralyze Alara. "What do we do?" Reese used a satellite phone. "Sending coordinates. Distress signal to contacts who understand Neurocorp. Need to buy time." A flashlight beam swept close. An amplified voice echoed. "Vance, we know you're here. Give us the asset, the dog. We'll let you walk away." Orion growled low. "We are not giving him up," Alara whispered fiercely. Reese nodded grimly. He drew a handgun. "Then we keep moving. Follow me." "Stay quiet." The desperate flight began. Alara traced the map on Reese's truck dashboard. They had evaded their pursuers, thanks to Reese and Orion's uncanny senses. Now, deep in a state forest, the map showed their target, Neurocorp, a remote, high-security research facility. "This is madness," Alina whispered. "We can't storm a corporate black site." "We aren't storming it," Reese said quietly. "We're infiltrating." Alara leaned forward. "They took him, hunted him, threatened us. I don't care how hard it is. We have to get him back." Reese met her determined gaze. "All right, Alara. We do this smart." Hours later, under a sliver moon, Reese led them through the woods bordering Neurocorp. He moved silently. Alara followed. Alina kept pace behind them. A tall fence loomed, electrified. Reese used insulated cutters, created a small opening. Quickly, stay low, Alara scrambled through. Alina followed. The facility rose before them, sterile, white, menacing. Reese led them to a rear maintenance door. He picked the lock silently. They slipped inside. Bright fluorescent lights hummed. White corridors stretched out. Antiseptic smell, eerily quiet. Find canine research. Get Orion. Get out, Reese whispered. They moved through a sterile maze. Neurological mapping, experimental pharmacology, genetic sequencing, sinister labels. Finally, canine research and development. This is it, Alara breathed. Locked doors, keypads. Panic clawed at Alara. Then a faint whimper. Orion. They followed the sound. A heavy metal door, a small window. Inside, Orion lay in a crate, wires attached, monitors blinked. He looked small, lifeless. No, Alara choked, fingers scrambling at the lock. We have to get him out. Reese attached an electronic device to the keypad. Give me a minute. Alara pressed her forehead to the glass. Orion, it's me. I'm here. He remained still. The lock clicked open. Alara burst in, rushed to his side. Orion, we're here. His eyes fluttered. Recognition flickered briefly. Then harsh alarms blared. Red lights flashed. Damn it, Reese cursed. Silent alarm. They know we're here. Move. Alina detached the wires. Reese found another door. Heavy footsteps pounded down the hall. Guards were coming. Orion growled weakly as Alara lifted him. He was light, frail, but still fighting. This way, Reese hissed, opening the second door. They half-carried Orion, sprinting through corridors, alarms screaming. Alara's arms ached. They burst onto a loading dock and stopped. Neurocorp guards blocked their path, rifles raised. The man from the auction stepped forward. Thorn, cold fury in his eyes, put the asset down. He commanded quietly. You interfered with sensitive research. Reese shielded Alara and Alina. We comprehend perfectly, he growled. You tortured this animal. That ends tonight. Thorn smirked. That animal is the future of medicine. You think you can stop progress. Suddenly, headlights flooded the dock. Police cruisers, unmarked SUV, sirens cut off. Officers poured out, weapons drawn, federal agents among them. Dr. Finch stood near the front. An investigative journalist filmed everything. Dr. Thorn, you're under arrest, an agent announced through a bullhorn. This facility is being seized. It's over. Thorn froze. Arrogance vanished, replaced by panic. He slowly raised his hands. His guards followed suit. Officers moved in, cuffing Thorn and his men. Alara sank to the concrete, still holding Orion. Relief washed over her. Exhaustion hit hard. Tears streamed down her face, tears of fear, anger, grief, and overwhelming love. She finally let herself cry. Neurocorp's fall was swift. The facility closed. Executives faced charges. Project Chimera became infamous. Orion and other animals were rescued, placed under Dr. Finch's care. Weeks turned into months. Orion slowly healed. The seizures lessened with medication. The haunted look in his eyes softened. He found peace with Alara and Alina. Witnessing their bond, Alina found new purpose. They started converting the old barn, a training and rehabilitation center for rescued service dogs and children in need. Marcus's legacy. One afternoon, a package arrived. No return address. Inside, an old photo. Marcus, younger, smiling. Beside him, a German Shepherd puppy with familiar amber eyes. Beneath it, a typed note. Some connections endure. Some stories never truly end. He belonged with you. Tears welled in Alara's eyes. Understanding, connection, completion. She held the photo close. Orion leaned against her, a steady, warm presence. He was more than a rescued dog. He was a link to her father, a survivor. Together, they would continue their story. They had found their purpose. They were home.